course you got Firr.
Yeah. Oh no.
No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes time to believe it. But after all is said and done, you're gonna be the lonely one. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside that says I really don't think you're strong enough now. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside that says I really don't think you're strong enough now. Thank you. This next one is the first song off our new album.
Cool.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned? He said, will you defeat them, your demons and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made? Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer to join the Black Parade. When I was took me into the city, my marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned? Thank y'all so much. Have a good night. There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of a rolling wind can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. 2, 3, 4. Can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. There's a time for everyone if they only learn that this twisting of kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and a reason to the wild outdoors. It's the heart of this star-crossed warrior, peace and time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds live the very best.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it is. All
You
right.
don't sound like it is.
No.
Good evening. My name is Uncle Firr. Welcome to my story hour. Quite a large number of you have pondered why so many musicians, performers, and other comedians do not get a spot at FurCon, yet somehow I get an hour of main stage time every year to talk about my trips to Europe and my weird obsession with the German peoples. That's a fair question, and there's a fair answer to that. Fuck you, I'm the boss. But I listen to my criticism, so I will not be telling you about a trip to Europe. I will be telling you about a whole entirely different type of trip. Several years ago, I was invited as guest of honor at the Texas Furry Fiesta. However, they had forgotten to arrange my travel, book my hotel room, or invite me. So I'm driving from Orlando, Florida, my home, to Dallas, Texas. The drive itself was uneventful with one small exception. When I was in Alabama, I noticed an Airstream diner as I was driving by. I had to stop. I had never been to one before. I don't thought those existed in those pictures and those Nickelodeons I've seen from my youth. It was chicken and potatoes. It was fantastic. No complaints, but I did have to ask the waitress one question. I said, "Ma'am, I noticed on your children's menu there is a mayonnaise sandwich. Can you tell me what that is?" And she goes, "Yeah. Piece of bread, put some mayonnaise on, a little salt and pepper, another piece of bread. Kids love it because it's tasty, parents love it because it's cheap." "Thank you very much, ma'am," and I was on my way. I was telling that story to a couple of my colleagues in England. We were driving from London to Birmingham, and their response was, and I'm going to try their accent, and I'm sorry if I butcher it a little tiny bit. "Oh, you dumb Americans! You come over to our country and you say our food is bland, and then you come up with this shit, a mayonnaise sandwich? Sacre bleu!" So the drive is about 2 hours long, and if you know anything about Brits, it's about 1 hour longer than they can sit in a car at any one spot. So we stopped at a pub along the way. I had fish and chips, and it was fantastic, except I had to ask the waitress one thing. I said, "Ma'am, I noticed on your children's menu you have a thing called a toast sandwich. Could you explain to me what that is?" And she goes, "Yeah. Take a piece of bread, put some toast in between it, a little bit of salt and pepper and some butter, and another piece of bread. Kids love it because it's cheap. Parents love it because kids love it because it's tasty. Parents love it because it's cheap. Thank you very much, ma'am." The rest of the ride, blissfully silent. I was revealing that story to a couple of my colleagues in Australia. I've already used my one F-bomb this convention, so I have to paraphrase. Us dumb Americans and those dumb Brits, you'd never find any stupid stuff like that down in Australia because they eat real food. So we stopped at a restaurant, and I had a beetroot burger, which was absolutely fantastic. Except I had to ask the woman, the waitress, a question. I said, "Ma'am, can't help but notice on the kids' menu you have a thing called fairy bread. Could you explain what that is?" And she goes, "Yeah. Piece of bread, put some butter on it, and you cover it in sprinkles. Kids love it." She would have continued speaking had my colleague not put his hands on the table, slammed it, and says, "That doesn't count! That's a dessert!" I seem to have misplaced my wine glass, so if you'll excuse me, I'm going to head back into my hotel room and not socialize with any of you. Good evening.
Oh my God.
Hi everyone! Who's ready for PowerPoint karaoke? Who knows the concept of PowerPoint karaoke? Status, get up here right now while I explain to everyone else. Oh, it's a great idea. So PowerPoint karaoke is a very fine game. You have a presentation for us to give right now. The presentation composes of 10 slides. Each slide will be on the screen for 15 seconds, assuming the signal stays. Status, you have no idea what's going to be happening, but you're going to be giving a presentation of whatever subject comes up next. You can see the monitor right there in front of you. You have 15 seconds per slide. There is a countdown. Are you ready?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. Let's go.
The world of dolphins. So I feel like the world of dolphins is simply a world that is made up of anthropomorphic dolphins. These dolphins... Yeah, so these dolphins, as I said, anthropomorphic dolphins, as you can see by these